Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world, or whatever time you'll be watching this video. Now, guys, I have some interesting news to talk to you about today. Now, in this changed landscape, right, where we have so many content creators, social media personnel, a lot of people are taking to social media to as a new avenue for earnings, right? A lot of people are living off social media, being a content creator, being an influencer, that is their jobs now. And a lot of them are, living handsomely. You also, there are various ways of making money. You can, do product reviews. You have your live streams, your news chat, crime stories, whatever it is. But you also have some people who are travel bloggers or travel vloggers, depending on how they classify themselves, right? And these people, they travel all over, vlog or blog their destinations, and they're paid handsomely for these gigs. Depending on where they live, they just travel on quote unquote vacation, and then they vlog. And some of them, they do have sponsored content and stuff, where they get sponsorship from where they travel to or services that they use. But a lot of people may not be aware of the downside of this. Now, depending on where you go, you can get yourself into some legal bangarang. One such place is Bali. Now, Bali has put out a warning to some influencers that conducting in certain behaviors could get you deported. Now let's get into it. So picture this. You've just landed in Bali with its crystal clear waters, luxury villas, aesthetic cafes, and your camera is rolling. Now, for millions of content creators, Bali isn't just a vacation. It's a content goldmine. But now, that dream could come with a serious risk, because Bali has issued a stern warning to influencers and content creators. Post the wrong content, collaborate with the wrong brand, even accepting a free hotel stay, and you could be either detained, deported, or banned for years. Now, we'll break down what's really happening and why Bali is cracking down and what this means for creators around the world. Now, as I said, Bali, it's just a paradise that's built for content, right? So Bali has long been one of the most photographed places on earth. From rice terraces in Ubud to beach clubs in Canggu to cliffside resorts in Uluwatu. It's become the global capital of influencer travel. Now, for years, creators have flocked to Bali to either, shoot Instagram content, to film YouTube travel vlogs, to partner with resorts and brands, or even to build entire careers from tropical aesthetics. And it worked, because Bali offered something unique. It offered affordable luxury, stunning visuals, and a booming creator economy. But behind the scenes, something else was growing. And this was a gray area. Now, authorities saw certain problems. So, Indonesian immigration officials began noticing a pattern. Tourists were no longer just tourists. There were influencers promoting hotels. There were photographers doing paid shoots. You had yoga instructors hosting retreats. And you had creators exchanging content for free stays. And here's the key issue. Many of them were doing this on tourist visas. Now, according to officials, even unpaid collaborations can be considered work. Content that has economic value, even indirectly, can violate visa rules. Sponsored posts, brand deals, and barter arrangements are now treated as commercial activity. Now, when you see stuff like content that has economic value, even indirectly, right? So you can go to a hotel and you're just, or like maybe one of the most luxurious hotels and stuff, and people who have always wished to travel to Bali and stayed at one of these prestigious hotels, you can be live streaming at that hotel, telling about all the features and stuff. And if you're live streaming or making a video, and then when you post that video on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, and you gain, it goes viral, right? You get lots of views on that video. That video generates an income to you. So that has some economic value indirectly. So the hotel isn't paying you. But once you're doing that video or a live stream and you post that and you get earnings from that video, that is being paid indirectly, and that will violate your visa rule. When you look at sponsored, post brand deals or even barter arrangements, this is where, say you are a highly viewed influencer. You have 1 million viewers or subscribers on any one of your channels, and a hotel wants added visibility. Now they can invite you to come and stay at your hotel. They give you good treatment, give you one of the luxurious hotel rooms. So they basically put you up in exchange for you to do your video and showcase their hotel to your viewers. So that is a barter arrangement. They're not really paying you money in your hand, but it's a barter arrangement where you stay at their hotel and you give the hotel views or an advertisement. In that case, that is also violating a tourist visa because you are working indirectly for the hotel. So in simple terms, if your contents benefit a business, it may legally count as work. And tourist visas are not meant for work. So Bali has decided to do a crackdown, right? So they have decided to take action where authorities launched a major crackdown targeting creators. This includes increased surveillance in hotspots like Canggu and Ubud, monitoring social media activity. Immigration patrol task forces are tracking violations, and the consequences, they are severe. Creators risk visa cancellation, detention, deportation, and multi-year re-entry bans. So if you are on the island and you are doing any of these, because they are tracking these violations where, they're checking your social media for any uploads. Once they catch on to you while you're there, you can be penalized again by visa cancellation, detention, deportation, or multi-year re-entry bans. Now, in some cases, dozens of foreigners have already been detained during enforcement efforts. Now, this isn't just a warning, it's already happening. So, what is considered as illegal content? And here's where, things may get sticky, because Bali isn't banning content creation, right? You can still take photos, film your vacation, post personal content. But the line is crossed when the content becomes sponsored, promotional, commercial, or exchanged for value. So examples of risky activities could be posting a hotel in exchange for a free stay, of what I explained to you before, filming brand collaborations, shooting content for businesses, or creating monetized YouTube content tied to Bali. Again, I also explained that earlier. So even if no money exchange hands, if there is value exchanged, it may still count as work. And that's where many creators are getting caught. So some may ask, why is Bali doing this? Why now? Why crack down on influencers? And the answer lies in one phrase: quality tourism. Bali is trying to shift away from mass tourism, party culture, low spending visitors. And mass tourism, because of views where people may get posting content, you will have mass influx of visitors. But these aren't real visitors to enjoy and spend money on the economy. These are just people flocking just to do social media content, right? You have a party culture where, as the name states, people will just come just to party and not appreciate the country. And you'll have low spending visitors. So if you have persons who have huge platforms and they're just coming for brand deals or collaborations, they're not coming to spend. So there is no influx of money coming into the island, right? All the money is going back to that person in views, nothing coming into the country. And they want to move forward with higher value travelers, regulated business activity, and sustainable tourism. Now, officials say this crackdown is about protecting local businesses, ensuring fair economic contribution, and preventing illegal work. Because when influencers promote hotels for free, or when they work without permits or operate outside the system, it can undercut local workers and businesses. But this isn't just about Bali. This could reshape the entire creator economy, right? Because of the global impact on content creators. Now, here is how. So, number one, this could mean the end of free stay deals, because many creators rely on free hotels, sponsored experiences, and barter collaborations. How will this end the free stay deals? These could be considered illegal without proper visas. It could mean rising costs for creators. To stay compliant, creators may need business visas, work permits, and legal documentation, which means it's going to be more cost for them because they have to pay for these business visas, more planning, and less spontaneity. So you can't just say, okay, I'll just hop on to in a plane and go Bali just to do a collab. There's also increased risk because creators now face real consequences. They risk deportation, blacklisting, and career disruption. And in a digital world, one deportation can damage your brand globally. There is also the shift towards professionalization. The creator economy is evolving, and this crackdown signals influencing is no longer casual. Governments now treat it as real work. So when people see content creators and social media influencers out there, doing their hustle online, instead of telling them to go look a job, which is looking a regular 9-to-5 job, that's not the only type of work there is, right? The landscape has shifted. And honestly, some of these social media influencers or content creators, they're actually earning more than a regular 9-to-5er. So, what must creators do now? If you're a content creator planning to visit Bali, here's your reality. You must match your visa to your activities. You must avoid commercial collaborations on tourist visas. And you must understand local laws before filming. There are legal options, including remote worker visas or business visas, but ignoring the rules could end your trip instantly. Now, Bali is still paradise, but the rules have changed. This isn't just about visas. It's about a global shift. A shift where content creating equals work. Influence equals responsibility. And travel equals regulation. So for creators, the message is clear. The era of just show up and shoot content is over. Because in Bali today, your next post could be your last. I want you guys to give me your comments on this change that is happening in Bali. And give me your views. Let me know your thoughts. And as usual, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more interesting facts like these. Catch you on the next one.